Hello, welcome to Xero Uncut. Sorry about no intro today. We've there's a bit of an error there. The StreamYards. I'm Zero.
What's up? I'm Bobby.
Hey.
Again.
Yeah, technical
Yeah.
difficulties already again this morning, this afternoon. So,
Yeah.
we'll start off with Bobby first then for his AEW segment, which
I
he
have two
normally does.
segments this week.
Two
Haha.
segments this week. Yes, you do, don't you? So that's yeah. Right, I'll leave you with Bobby then, and I'll start messing with
Alright.
pictures.
Well, we'll get through this quickly because I got a lot of NXT to talk about. So it's we're just gonna quickly get through this. Now this is the AEW preview on their website. So for the ROH World Title, it's Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson. I I don't see Jericho losing that. It's the first time they're in Canada. He's from Canada, so I would think he wins it in his hometown. And plus, he only got that title like 3 weeks ago, if that. Then this one is probably going to be the one I talk about the most. The All Atlantic Championship. We got Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Now, Zero, you know I love Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, big time.
Please give this man a belt.
You
Please, please.
you love him more than you love bloody Theory, and you're constantly on about Theory.
Oh, I don't know. I love both of them. Oh,
Yeah,
Orange Cassidy's like 0-11 in title matches. Just give him the title. I mean, they did this match 3 weeks ago, and he lost. It wasn't clean, but he lost. If if they do it again just to beat him again, what is the point? So I'm praying tonight or tomorrow, wherever you are in the world, that he wins the belt. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Next is yeah, I forgot about this match. We finally have it. Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus. Wow, finally. I would have saved that till the pay per view, but you know. Then we have a tag. We have a tag team match. Dr. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus. Okay, this says the AEW Interim Women's World Championship champion Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida. That can't be right. That's got to be Tony Storm. That must be an error on their part.
More than
Hmm.
likely. I haven't even seen it. You're leading this bit, so I'm leaving that for you.
Yeah, that's weird. That's got to be Tony Storm, unless I missed something. And then this one's interesting. Never thought I'd say I'd see this match, but we have Swerve Strickland versus Billy Gunn.
Okay, that's a weird one.
Yeah, I mean Billy Gunn wrestling on the anniversary of 25th DX. You know, hey,
Mm.
why not? I mean Billy Gunn looks great. I've stood next to him in person. Massive man. He looks great. So I
Yeah,
can't even. So good for him that he's still wrestling at 58, I believe he is.
yeah.
Yeah, hey, good for him, and I don't think he wins that, of course, but hey, all right. Now my second segment.
Yep. I haven't watched NXT yet. I'll openly admit that because I've been so busy
Yeah,
doing things to you.
yeah,
So
yeah. So last night, I'll quickly go over the results. Started with Braun Breaker versus Javier Bernal. I
I'll
don't know.
just quickly whack this on since we'll talk
Okay,
about NXT. Yep, they're good. Yep.
I don't know who Javier Bernal is. He's okay in the ring, even though he almost landed on his head last night.
Isn't he one of those new? He's probably one of the new PC recruits. I would have thought because I know they've got a lot more coming on him, but I'm
I
not.
mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't know that much about him.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Breaker wins obviously with a military press into
Yeah,
a
yeah.
slam. Then JD McDonough comes out after the match. They have a stare down. Dragunov comes out because of the triple threat in about a week and a half. JD drops him with a headbutt and starts brawling with Breaker until Ilya nails Braun with a torpedo Moscow on accident.
Mm-hmm.
Keyword. And then McDonough runs away. Then next we had it was Axiom versus Nathan Frazier, the last match, the last qualifier in the North American title match. We have Nathan Frazier win, and yeah, I honestly don't know who's winning that ladder match. Couldn't tell you.
Well, who's in it? Who's in the 5-way ladder match at the moment?
So it's Carmelo Hayes,
Right.
Nathan Frazier,
Yeah.
Wesley,
Yeah.
Ora Mansa.
Yeah.
And who's the fifth one? I don't remember off the top of my head.
Right.
But like, I think Carmelo Hayes is going up.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, I've heard a few murmurings. Let's just say there's nothing confirmed, but I've heard a few murmurings from backstage, and it's. I'm not going to say. Well, I don't think he's going to win that one. I don't because
I don't. This might be his goodbye. And then the fifth one. Yeah. So here's my. I'm pulling it up now while I get into my theory. I think if I had to guess, Tony D'Angelo was going to win this ladder match.
Yeah.
He got injured in his match against Wesley, legit injury, and they had to call it on the fly.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunate, but it does happen. Oh, Von Wagner's the last guy. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So, very unfortunate. I think Wesley might win it just so they can get the belt onto D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Or get it onto Grayson Waller. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be it's going to be Waller because, hang on, I'm going to put this theory to rest now a minute whilst we're talking about this. Grayson Waller is not part of Brays 6. I can say that now. Everyone is assuming that it is, but I can tell you now, I've been given a list of names, and Grayson Waller is not part of the 6 at all, basically. Not at all.
No, you're good. I'm live right now. My mom just came in.
Shout out to Bobby's mom.
He gave you a shout out. That's the good stuff about doing this at home. But Waller definitely fed into the theories, which was funny.
Yeah.
The guy looked similar to him though. I gotta admit. It was just like
it was stand-ins. It wasn't even wrestlers. It was people from the company that made the outfits for Bray. It was actually stand-ins from that company. It wasn't any wrestlers. It wasn't anything like that at all. It was complete stand-ins. It was to try and swerve people.
Yeah,
completely swerve people to.
It's just so strange that the guy looked and dressed like him. Because even I said when I saw him, I said, Grayson Waller.
Yeah, no.
And then he just dove into it. And did you see his promo he cut on Apollo Crews?
No, I didn't know.
So it's like an iPhone promo. He's talking, and it pans to the right a little, and you see the old lantern that Bray used to have.
Yeah.
The one with the mouth open. And it was in back of him, and then he cuts back. So subtle with it. I don't, obviously, he just borrowed that from the PC just to mess with people. I mean, I'm Triple H is probably all into that, throwing people off. So back to the ladder match. I think that was D'Angelo's to win, and I think maybe Wesley. I don't think Hayes wins it. Maybe Von Wagner because he's a big boy, but I don't.
Quite possibly.
I don't know. All right. Next we had Indy Hartwell versus Valentina Feroz, if I'm even saying that correctly. Nothing really special here. Indy won with a superplex, so it kind of came out of nowhere. But the main part of the match was Valentina had Sangha ringside with her. Veer came out, and then Sangha, and then those two went to the back. So that's
the absolute legends, absolute legend Veer. It's still a shame we're not ever going to get that, but still, hopefully we get that soon when he comes back. But it's got to be needed. There we go. So
So and then we had Briggs and Jensen versus Anafe and Blade versus the Dyad.
Yeah.
Triple threat number 1 contenders. I'm kind of glad Anafe and Blade won. It's kind of a fresh matchup for this kind of thing, and it gives I think Pretty Deadly's going to win whenever they defend, but
Probably what you expect. It would not surprise me if they do.
Then we had Alba Fire versus JC Jane. Alba won, of course, but the surprise after the fact, she got attacked by a hooded figure, Sonya Deville.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
Welcome
she's
back to
helping Mandy,
NXT.
isn't she? Well, it's temp. It's temp.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's temp. Yeah.
But I will say this. Obviously, if you're a wrestling fan, we all know Mandy Rose's brother passed away, unfortunately. So she wasn't at last week. She wasn't at this week's. It's a nice layer to add to this story.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
When I don't know if they would have done this if Mandy was there.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have. No.
Yeah, so it's a nice thing to add to it while she's not there.
Yeah,
and I'm still lost on who's going to win that match at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, it depends though, doesn't it? Because then if Mandy's coming up, and they're going to have her drop the title, but then
is she?
Yeah, but then that's the thing: is Alba the one to actually dethrone Mandy? That's the thing, because they've got plenty of other people on that roster who they can obviously use and stuff. But
I'll dive into one of my theories right now, since we're talking about it, and this is not the controversial one.
All right, okay.
Whoever beats Mandy, whether it's Alba, Roxanne, you name it. Whoever beats Mandy is getting beat by Cora soon. Well, maybe not soon, but I think Cora takes it off of whoever beats Mandy.
Yeah. Well, I've heard a name, and that it's quite an interesting name actually, which I've heard. This is nowhere near confirmed because, of course, as we all know, I don't actually have an NXT source. I've got main roster ones, but I've heard a few murmurings from a few other people who I know do have some connections to NXT, and they've said that a name being pitched to dethrone the Rose, or Mandy Rose, let's say, Mandy Rose, is Saray.
Really?
Yeah, Saray, yeah.
Wait, where's she been?
She's off injured at the moment, but they're she's been off injured, but they want to try and, because of course she's part of Chase U, isn't she, as well? Because she does that bit with Chase U as well.
You mean Thea Hale?
No, Saray does bits with Chase U as well. She's done a few bits and pieces with them before. She's done a couple of segments with them before. But
really?
It was a few random segments.
I remember that.
Well, whatever the name's been brought up as Saray because they want to try and the other people who we believe could be in for a chance potentially are coming up within the next 6 months to the main roster. So they want to put somebody on there who they reckon can hold the brand for a little bit, because there's quite a fair few names.
I'm not going to lie to you. When you said Saray, do you know who I thought of?
Paige.
Yes. That's why I was like, if you see my reaction, I'm like,
but to be fair though, Paige isn't used to one-on-one matches. She's only used to three ways. Triple threat.
Boy, here we go.
She's only used to triple threat matches, so you know.
Cut that. Anyway, that would be interesting. Can't say I didn't see that coming. I still think Cora beats whoever beats Mandy.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because they're a big fan of Cora, and why wouldn't they be? Cora's really good.
Yeah.
So Alba Fire beat JC Jane with the KLR bomb.
Yeah.
Is she coming back to the name Kaylee Ray?
Not as far as I'm aware, no.
It's still called the KLR bomb and Kaylee Ray KLR.
That's weird then.
Yeah. Okay, so Sony attacks. So next week, we'll get into my hot theory next. So it's Channing Stacks Lorenzo versus Wesley. Wesley wins. What?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
Wesley wins. Whatever. Now I'm gonna fast forward a little ahead. Backstage, Stacks was sitting there. In came Tony D'Angelo on a crutch. He's legit injured.
Yeah.
D'Angelo said he's got another match next week, and Stacks asked against who, and D'Angelo said, you'll know when his music hits, don't worry. So it's a surprise.
Right.
Now, could it be a main roster star because of they're going head-to-head with AEW?
Wow.
Yes. Wait, do you know who it is?
Is this the one for? No, hang on. No, which one was it? No. I don't think this is this match. Have they got? Is it Waller doing? No, who's going against Cameron Grimes?
I kind of jumped ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Carry on. Yeah,
I kind of jumped ahead just to because I'm mentioning this falls in line with my theory.
Yeah.
So he said you'll know when the music hits. Whatever. Now, could it be a main roster star who's coming back to NXT? Sure. But I have another name in my head now.
Yeah.
Before I get into this, I'm not saying I want this.
No.
I'm just saying it could happen.
Yeah.
Nash Carter.
Okay. Yeah.
It lines up with Wesley.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Triple H wanted him back. Now, again, not saying I want it.
No.
Don't come at me in the comments. I'm not saying it's a great thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I could see it happening.
Yeah. Well, there was one. The match which I was on about. I was going to bring this one up. Apparently, Cameron Grimes needs some backup. Is that something?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Against Gacy and the Dyad. Now, that's another question mark, and there's two more question marks we'll get into. Who would team?
Who would team with what?
Who would team with Grimes and? Really? Well, who's the other one?
Well, that's one which I've heard. That's one which I've kind of heard that it's a potential, and that's obviously come down and help because of the whole previous storyline.
What about like Bobby Roode?
Could do, because he's not.
I don't know if he's healthy. I know he had some kind of surgery, or
he's being repackaged as well. He's being repackaged back to the old NXT Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's him.
No,
he could very well be injured still, for all I know. I'm just throwing it out there. Trying to think of old NXT guys.
I'll say as well. LA Knight isn't confirmed. It's obviously a name which I've heard floating around and stuff. So just to bring that one up.
Ricochet, maybe. I don't.
Might be, yeah.
I would say the Brawling Brutes, but they kind of just were there.
The interesting thing is obviously there's going to be a lot of main roster about because obviously is that the one where they go head to head with
AEW?
Yeah, when they go to head to head with AEW. Yeah,
6 days from now. Yes.
Yeah. So that's when it's gonna. Yeah. So that could be that one. I have heard as well. Actually, thinking about it, which could actually tie in with it. I have heard potentially, and this may be a bit of an exclusive for any of the listeners out there. I have heard potentially of the Bloodline showing up on NXT next week, just to try and boost up the ratings and that. And there may be some hints on Friday of them showing up, either on Friday or Monday. There may be a few hints to try and get people to watch on next Tuesday to see whether the Bloodline shows up and that. And I'm also told as well that there's a very strong chance that it's going to be all of the Bloodline. So Roman included. So
if the Bloodline's coming to this show, Roman will be there for sure.
Yeah, that's that one. See, I believe the reason why they're doing that is Triple H wants to completely smash AEW that night, and they're saying Roman. They reckon they're going to get they're definitely going to try and get over $1 million with Roman and stuff out on the show. So providing they kind of semi-advertise it a little bit for it. But so that could be a...
You should bring in the Roman's cousin, the movie guy. That would get some views.
Yeah. Wow, that'd be... No, he won't do NXT. He won't do NXT. But we'll get on to that in a minute anyway. We'll go on to that in a minute.
All right. So, so this one, okay, it was Kiana James versus Thea Hale. This was like a minute match. Thea Hale backdropped Robert Stone and then got beat. Nothing really much to talk about there. Grimes says there's no one he trusts in NXT, but that doesn't include the rest of WWE. Hint, hint for his partners. And then, we'll get into this. This is the mystery. Cora Jade is picking Roxanne's opponent, and Roxanne is picking Cora's opponent. Now, I'm trying to remember which one is which. I think Cora is picking Roxanne's opponent.
I had it, I think. Hang on, I think I had it. Let me see if I've.
I can't remember which one is which. I have the photo on my phone, but I don't want to exit out of the stream.
Yeah, hang on. I've got it here. Hang on. I think I've got it here. Right. So Roxanne's picking from SmackDown.
Okay.
Cora's picking from Raw.
Okay. So my predictions, we will get Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Gonzalez versus Cora Jade.
You say that. Yeah,
those are my
good.
predictions.
Predictions, yeah.
I'm thinking of two former NXT. The only other NXT person I could possibly think of going down to fight Cora Jade is Liv Morgan. Wait, I'm sorry. No, wait, that would be face. Never mind. Forget that.
Yeah, you carry on.
And Liv's doing her own thing, with the Wyatts. Yeah. So I'm sticking with Gonzalez and Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley. We'll see if I'm right. Those were the other question marks. So Stax has a mystery opponent. Grimes has mystery partners.
Yeah.
And Cora and Roxanne have mystery opponents. So NXT isn't one you'll want to miss. I'm watching both at the same time.
Yeah.
So
we'll going back to those picks. I've been doing a little bit of research myself in relation to this. Now I can't remember which one it was. It was either Roxanne or it was Cora, but one of them the past week was having a back and forth, and has actually invited somebody from main roster to NXT for next week. Should they wish to show up?
I think that was Cora.
Yeah. Well, they've invited Bailey.
They did not mention that last night. Okay, I didn't see that.
So
that could be a good one.
Yeah. So they've mentioned. Yeah. So they've actually invited Bailey to fight on their behalf, basically, or
Bailey versus Roxanne. That would be cool.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because then obviously, So if Cora's picking from Raw, it could be that, or one of one of the others from Damage Control and stuff. So and that. One thing I have heard as well is potentially Roxanne's pick for Cora, which obviously, again, I've done a bit of research for, done a bit of Twittering and stuff like that, and a couple of conflabs with a few people, let's just say. If you go back to a couple of months ago, I think it was, Cora had a absolute legend face her in the ring.
Oh, no.
And Roxanne has actually invited her back to NXT should she wish to come back to face Cora again, and obviously that person being Natty. So
the only reason I'm going to shoot that down is it's heel now. Unless Natty is a face and just nobody knew.
Natty just plays whatever. All I'm going to say as well, whilst we're on this subject, is Natty does follow me. So if Natty's watching the stream, hi. I don't know how they watch or anything.
Follow me too.
Yeah, just saying.
So I mean, a lot of question marks for NXT next week, which is awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, because I didn't watch this week anyway. You watched it, I didn't. How did these guys do? Because of course it was their first week. How was it? How was the commentary?
How was it?
Stuff
Booker was pretty good. Vic Joseph did his own thing. Same thing. But Booker was a nice touch. It's going to be interesting going forward because Wade Barrett was pretty good. But with McAfee going, you got to send the next best guy up to the Fox show. So
obviously,
and then we had the main event of NXT. My boy Grayson Waller versus Ilya Dragunov. Yeah. Now I knew going in Waller was taking the L, but I'm happy they had him lose by shenanigans. Waller was outside the ring setting up for his finisher, and the wheel started spinning, so he got frazzled a little bit. He went in, Ilya suplexed him and won.
Yeah.
With the torpedo Moscow. I might be pronouncing that wrong. And then to end the show, Dragunov turns around and Braun spears the living daylights out of him. Braun Breaker. And that was it for NXT. I think this was a better episode than last week. To be completely honest.
Yeah, what they might do. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess they're probably saving obviously the best one for next week with all the
maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm curious to see who shows up on NXT.
Yeah,
I'm very curious, and I'll be watching both at the same time, so that's good.
Yeah,
one thing I hate about is getting spoiled. So like, that's why I want to be watching both at the same time.
Well, like
I know in the moment.
Yeah, well, you'll be fine with me because, like I said, I haven't got an NXT source at the moment, so I don't you won't be getting any information off me. So,
no, not even that. Like, if I say, oh, I'm gonna watch AEW tonight, I'll watch NXT tomorrow. No, that ain't gonna happen. Somebody is gonna spoil NXT for me. It's with all social media.
Yeah. Right then, so I guess so we've discussed NXT. So should we move on to
why don't we discuss the ending from Saturday night?
Yes, we could do actually. Yes,
this is our first show since.
Yeah, that was wow. All I'm going to say is wow. So
that was incredible.
Yeah,
I was praying. I saw Riddle win, and I'm like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Then the credits or whatever you want to call it, started to roll. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? And then I slowly saw the lights going off in the back. I'm like, okay, he's here. Yeah. I'm like, this is good. And then just cutting to you see Grayson Waller in the crowd. Just kidding.
Oh, it wasn't Grayson Waller, but yeah.
Just kidding. Did you see me wink at the camera?
Yeah.
We had Grayson Waller in the crowd, Joe Gacy in the crowd. Yeah, those guys. No, those are clearly stand-ins for the most part.
Yeah.
Would I love one of them to be Joe Gacy? Absolutely. I think Joe Gacy's great, and he's been feeding into it on Twitter, like Waller has.
Big time.
Took a picture of the city of Philly, which was awesome. But just the presentation of Wyatt coming back. Spoiler, if you've been living under a rock.
Yeah, I don't
know. If you've somehow missed that.
Yeah.
Just the door, the characters, him coming out in the mask, then him taking the mask off, and the crowd going berserk.
Yeah, that was the biggest pop ever. That one was.
They were so loud, you couldn't even hear him say, "We're here."
No, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And you know what? Welcome back, Bray. I mean, he's a nice guy in real life. For that 2 minutes I chatted with him, super nice. He deserves this. I'm so glad. And he's going to be, I think they're going to do him right this time around.
Yeah, I do believe they are. Like, well, I'll get into this actually in a minute as well. We'll get into something in a minute. One of the I put out a news article earlier on, and we'll get into that in a little bit if need be.
Okay, then we can go over Raw results if you want.
Yeah, if you want to. So anyway, on Raw, there's a few bits and pieces obviously I wanted to bring up because I don't think they're going to show up. So obviously, we've got the new announcer team anyway, which was obviously, it's not the best, is it, for that one really?
Yeah, so, I mean, Kathy Kelly's back. I love her.
Yeah. That was
absolutely love her. She's great.
Yeah.
But Kevin Patrick.
There was a few bits and pieces. I don't know whether you've heard, but on main event this week, on the main event show, they've now teamed up. R-Truth, Cedric Alexander.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they're now a tag team.
I thought you were going somewhere else with the main event.
No.
Okay, never mind.
No, these
are their team.
Yeah, they're now a tag team, random tag team. I thought that, but it's apparently now. Because Triple H is aiming towards tag teams, so most random tag team ever. But I reckon with Truth, it's going to work. No matter what Truth's in, it's going to work, basically.
I mean, why not? Sure, Truth's great. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he's been in the main event, hasn't he? So he's
that's why.
Whilst we're here as well, so we also then had the announcement on Raw that Elias is coming back next week. Finally, The only shame that we're going to get is obviously we're never going to get this. We're never going to get those two as tag team champions together. You know, it's an absolute shame, really.
Oh yeah, what a shame.
Rounds, but
okay. So, story. I was at the Raw in Dallas.
Yeah.
When he came out. Now, the music when Ezekiel came out.
Yeah.
When the music hit, we all looked at the screen and we saw the name. I looked at my buddies. I'm like, I have no idea who this is.
Yeah.
He comes down to the ring. I still have no idea who this is. And then he gets in the ring, and of course he's with Owens. And it took me. Kevin Owens broke the news to me who that was. I'm not kidding. He said Elias, and I said, what? And I was like, no. And then I looked at his face. I'm like, oh my goodness, that is Elias. I'm like, why would you have him? I was like, oh no. Yeah. But yeah, he's back. He grew his beard out, hopefully.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's long at the moment, but obviously he's probably put a fake one back on again. No, what am I on about? It wasn't a fake beard. It was a real Elias last time he showed up.
Yeah. He's been gone, what, 2 months? Maybe more?
I think so, yeah. That's when he got row out, yeah. So given enough time to grow the beard back, yeah, that should be fine. Even if it's not as long as what it was before. So
yeah, some guys can grow it quickly, so
yeah.
I'm not one of those guys.
Oh, I am. You've yeah. I don't put my video on, but yeah, no, I'm one of them guys. I should say.
must be nice.
I look like a pirate.
I don't know if you can hear the dog.
Yeah, I can do. Yeah.
Okay, she's chiming in. She wants Elias back too.
Yeah.
So we started on Raw with Austin Theory against Johnny Gargano. Austin Theory is 0-15 in his last 15 matches.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, if you
what is that?
Yeah, you I take it you haven't seen the thingy today, have you? Have you watched the bump yet today?
I didn't watch the bump. I don't watch that, but I saw the tweet.
Yeah. They're going for the case. They're going to do Gargano versus Theory for the case.
Why?
Because it's Triple H. He wants to put over his guys, and Gargano's one of his guys. You got to think.
Okay, I understand that, but Triple H hired Theory. He brought him back to NXT.
Yeah.
I understand Vince loved him more, but like, come on.
Yeah, but no, it's no. I mean, personally,
why did Vince have to retire?
Yeah, personally, to be fair, that one I can see Theory retaining. That'll be like
really. I don't.
Well, this is the thing. Well, obviously, if you think about it, what's he on 15-0? You said
he's on 15.
Yeah, over 15. Yeah, so maybe that'll be like his sort of redemption, sort of comeback thing. So maybe he like beats Gargano that time and stuff and do it that way. But I don't know. Obviously, I always wind you up over Theory and stuff like that. But to be fair, I can see him I can see him retaining. I'm not.
I don't. So at least one of us has faith in Theory.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good match. Gargano won with the one final beat. Theory put Gargano in his finisher. Yeah. I'm forgetting the name right now. The submission. Oh, the Gargano escape.
The Gargano escape, yeah.
Yeah, and then good match. Gargano wins. We'll see how that goes. Maybe that happens in Saudi.
Probably, I expect. That's probably what they'll do it.
Has Gargano been to Saudi yet? I don't think he has.
No.
Yeah, so maybe there's that. Next, we had Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable. A lot of distractions from Dominic and Rhea on the outside.
Yeah.
Rey wins with the 619, and then Dom beats him up after because Rey won't hit him.
Just a random thing before we go on from that one.
What's up?
That wasn't the original match ending. They mucked up. On that one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I've seen the original script and the original ending because I actually got sent the actual original script from somebody at WWE. Rey was meant to lose. Rey wasn't actually meant to win that one.
What, did Gable get injured or something?
No. I think it was some miscommunication, but Ray, what was meant to happen was Ray was meant to lose, and then Rhea was going to grab the mic and give Ray a offer, basically an offer that he couldn't refuse, which was going to be because because of the whole thing with Dominic, and obviously because if you notice at the start of the match, he was showing that he didn't want to be there with Dom, wasn't it, and he didn't want to hit Dom and everything. So so what they were going to do was Rhea was meant to grab the mic and actually turn around and say, I'm going to give you an offer you cannot refuse. Let me just load the actual script up a minute, because I've actually got the script here in front of me, and it's actually quite interesting to what they were going to say. So she was going to come out and she was going to turn around and say, here's an offer I can give you, an opportunity to stay in WWE and trade you to SmackDown away from your son. How does that sound? And that's what they were going to do. So Rhea was going to turn around and say she had actually had authorization from Adam Pearce to trade Ray to SmackDown, so he was away from Dominic. That was meant to be how it was, but it was either pulled or the match went off wrong. But it was on the sheets all the way up to the start of the match. So that was the actual plans. That was the actual planned ending to the match. So it was either Triple H had either pulled it, or or they had mucked up. I was told they had mucked up, but that could have just been one of the reasons behind it. But yeah, so I found that quite interesting.
That's odd.
Yeah.
I don't know how you messed that up that badly.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah. So yeah, so that's quite interesting. So yeah.
All right, so next we got Bayley versus Candice LeRae, and shockingly, Candice LeRae wins.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
Just one thing as well that we missed, I think, because we got into the talking about the whole Rhea and stuff like that. Yeah. Obviously, don't forget, after the match, they cut a promo, didn't they? Judgment Day cut a promo where AJ came out.
Oh, that was after that?
Yeah.
Wait, yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I thought that was later in the show.
No,
okay.
No. Yeah, they cut the promo and that. Obviously, AJ came out. He gave the hug to Finn, didn't he? And that, and was like, I've got my family and stuff. And then out they come. The Good Brothers are back in WWE as the OC. Yeah,
out of left field for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I saw the rumors that they were coming back, but I didn't think it would be there. And
I didn't think it would go that quick.
Carl Anderson is a current New Japan champion, so I completely forgot that was in this.
Yeah,
I'm just going by the matches. Yeah, the club is back, the club, and maybe a War Games match or a 5-on-5.
Yeah, let me just load this up a minute. So hang on, I've had this custom graphic made. Well, somebody actually made this custom graphic. I need to give a shout out to the person who made that, because I promised I would. It's somebody called WrestleBuddy. You can find him on Twitter on @Wrestle_Buddy.
If they don't take credit for that graphic, I gladly will.
Yeah, well, I told them I'll give him a shout out on the podcast. Well, I told them I'll give him a shout out tonight. So the rumor anyway in relation to that is it's going to be a War Games match with Rhea involved, and they're going to find a mystery female basically to join up with the OC. Now, I've heard Liv because Liv has
history there.
Yeah, well, interestingly, somebody deep dived and found me a tweet which they sent to me, and it's actually saying that Liv wants to join the OC. Liv was actually speaking to, it was either Kyle or I think it was Anderson. She tweeted Anderson to come and say, I'd love to join the OC one day for you. We're with you. And that's
earlier this year, it was her, Liv, AJ, and Finn versus Judgment Day before Finn joined. So that was a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, that was, yeah. And of course, then don't forget that as well, she also didn't have that history and then joined that time with Rhea. So that might make sense that maybe they insert Liv into that for a little bit, just to
That'd be cool.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's meant to be, because the other thing as well that I've heard, that I can't remember if I put it out or not, but if I haven't, then this is another thing to come down. But they're going to be doing that match on they want to do that at War Games, but leading up to War Games as well, they want to do it on house shows for it. With that female as well, obviously with that unknown female. Now, there's going to be an end. I don't know when it's going to be. Potentially, if they've obviously doing that at Survivor Series, it could be at day one. But they want to end it all with Rhea taking a pin from Beth. So they actually want to have Beth actually facing Rhea one-on-one.
Yeah.
And that now, I'm thinking, like I said, that could be at day one, because obviously the rumors are that's going around is the Judgment Day is coming to an end in 2023. So could that be how they end it? Is basically Edge brings Beth back in that, and then like leading up to it, challenges Rhea, and if Rhea loses, then the Judgment Day disband or something like that. That could be the thing. Then of course, then Beth then pins, Beth maybe pins then Rhea to end the Judgment Day, and then they all go back to solo stars again. That's a thing there. But that's obviously what it's going to end up in, is Beth facing Rhea at some point down the line. That one, yeah, which could be quite
interesting.
Quite interesting. That one could be.
And Rhea hasn't wrestled in a while, I believe.
No.
I don't know her live event schedule, but I can't remember the last time I saw her wrestle on TV.
I don't think she's going to. I don't think she's going to wrestle. I don't think she's wrestled for quite a bit actually. But,
okay.
Yeah,
so we had that. Bailey or Candice LeRae beat Bailey with I believe it was a roll up, and then Bianca Belair came out and Bailey laid out Belair to end the segment. So I believe that feud is not going anywhere.
No.
Then we had Maurice and the Miz's birthday celebration. She gives him 2 giant exercise balls and she got him a bat also signed by Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah.
Standout Jose Ramirez. I'm going to take a wild guess. You don't know who that is, Xero?
No clue at all. Absolutely no clue at all.
He's like one of the best baseball players.
Okay.
Currently, I should say.
Okay.
Then he goes to open another present. Surprise, surprise. Dexter Loomis pops out.
No surprise there.
Loomis kills Miz pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we fast forward to later on. It's Miz versus Loomis next week.
Yeah.
If Loomis loses, he's gone forever. If Loomis wins, which he will, he'll get a contract.
So I seen somebody on Twitter joking about that one earlier as well. They turned around and said, not alongside that one, what they should add into the stipulation is if Loomis wins, then he gets a night with Maurice.
My goodness.
I've seen somebody mention that as well, and they're petitioning to try and get Triple H to add that into the stipulation for it. I'm just like, no.
Oh my
you can't be doing that.
Wild.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah. All right, we had Omos versus 2 jobbers.
Yeah.
Omos. I won't even bother with this one. Omos wins quickly. Then we had, Bobby Lashley comes out to the ring, cuts a promo, and whose music hits? Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, the Beast.
I was like, huh.
Yeah, the Beast is back.
And Brock Lesnar lays him out. Seth Rollins picks the bones. Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley for the United States title. Yep.
And bang.
Seth Rollins. All Shield members have gold right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So
obviously Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar is going to be at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Obviously they didn't want the United States title to be at play because, Rollins wins that one.
Yeah, Brock will not challenge for a mid-card belt under no circumstances. This is Brock at the end of the day. There's no chance of none of that happening.
Yeah,
so.
And Lashley in a backstage interview said, Lesnar, if you want to show up next week, we can do that.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt will appear on SmackDown, whatever that means. I don't know if it's going to be actually him.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a lot of things going around about that at the moment. So, we won't get into that because that's going to be too complicated for people to understand, really.
Yeah, and then, like you said, Elias returns next week. And then we got, in the main event, the last match of the night, Matt Riddle versus Sami Zayn. There's a communication issue between Sammy J and Jimmy. I believe Jimmy was out there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But Riddle wins with an RKO on
Yeah.
Sammy. And then we have the D Generation X reunion.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Corey Graves for making a hilarious Billy Gunn reference.
Yeah,
Saying
that was.
he's doing something with office supplies these days, which fantastic line.
Yeah. I found that.
Road Dogg saying D geriatrics, because at least they know they're old,
Yeah, they know. Yeah, they're aware.
Yeah, and it's I honestly thought someone was going to attack them. Honestly.
Well, again, this was a pulled segment because Triple H didn't want to risk it in the end, but originally we were meant to be having a face-to-face between Triple H and Roman. The original, again, going back to the run sheets, I've seen it, and it was meant to be Roman was going to come on out. They were going to have a bit of a scrap at the end, and that like DX was meant to fight with the Bloodline at the end after helping. Well, DX were meant to help Riddle win, and that's what the thing was going to be. Is DX were going to help Riddle win, then Roman was going to come on out and declare that even though the DX was there, he was the best person, and he was the better. They were the better faction in that for that night, and then it was then meant to end with a Triple H and Roman stare down, basically for just to further add to the story of what is going to happen with those title belts.
Now, when you say Triple H didn't want to risk it, what do you mean by that?
Originally, Triple H was meant to get physical.
Yeah, and he really shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, all of the X were meant to get physical. All of them, which were there, meant to get physical. That's the thing. So it's
okay. I'm just gonna say it like this. Actually, I'm not gonna say it like that. That's kind of mean. Road Dogg had a heart attack, I believe, last year.
Yeah.
We all know Triple H came very, very close to passing away.
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
No. Yeah. So
they should not.
Yeah.
X-Pac is in the best shape of them all, and that's saying something.
Yeah. Well, originally planned in was Sean. Sean was meant to super kick everybody. Now, I don't think he could probably manage one super kick nowadays. He could probably.
I don't know. But Sean did have a funny line saying, "If we're here in 25 years, put us out of our misery."
Yeah. That was pretty good actually.
And that was pretty much it for Raw.
Yeah. So well, we might as well.
We got some SmackDown news, not news preview. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
We'll probably get more as it comes along.
Yeah.
But we have Kofi Kingston versus Sami Zayn because New Day pinned the Usos last week in that 6-man tag.
Yeah.
And then we've got the return. Well, okay. It says Bray Wyatt will journey to SmackDown this Friday, whatever that means. And then we have the return of L.A. Knight.
Oh, yes.
Versus Mansoor.
Oh, yeah. I know, obviously, I was saying to you earlier, I was like, LA Knight's blatantly winning this one, but wouldn't it just be really bad if they put Mansoor over on LA Knight's return, that they maybe put Mansoor over? But I'm not even going to joke about that one. That's because we all know LA Knight's going to win that one. That's blatantly obvious in that. And it'd be good to see LA Knight back because it's been a while. He's done that Max 2 pre-gimmick now, and he deserves a good run now as LA Knight, really. He definitely
a main roster LA Knight run, which hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, which we definitely need, like title belts and everything for that as well. So,
whoa, slow your roll there, cowboy.
Yeah, there.
Theory gets his belt first.
Okay, something as well, in which I want to bring up whilst we're on the subject of SmackDown and everything, and obviously we just spoke about Bray, so it's kind of going back to that one now. A few things that obviously over the next couple of weeks they're going to be building up to, just what I've been told, is they're potentially building up to a Survivor Series match. Now, again, I've had this graphic, somebody produced this graphic. Now, Bloodline versus the Wyatt family. Well, the Wyatt 6, as it is.
But one of them will be a female, so, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, so it'll be 5-on-5, basically. Now, I've heard a few murmurs about that. Now, it's I don't know how I feel about it, but I've heard a few murmurs, and that is that potentially that's going to be the start of the end for the bloodline, and it's going to be that one of the planned pitches at the moment for that match is Roman will take his first pin.
Wow.
And Bray will be the one to pin him.
Well, I didn't see Eric Rowan pinning Roman.
But the thing's going to be is apparently there's going to be a little bit of. It's not going to be as clean as just Bray pinning Roman.
Well, of course.
And it's gonna involve Sammy somehow, and it's going to end up being that Roman blames Sammy for it. That Roman blames Sammy for taking the pin. Now, there was a couple of other pitches as well, but I believe they've been scrapped now because one of the original pitches was all the belts were going to be on the line. Now the thing was going to be now if they were going to put all the belts on the line, if they were planning on Bray pinning Roman, then obviously that means then that they're going to end Roman's streak at Survivor Series, which I don't really think they were going to do that one, but you'll be surprised that was actually a pitch by Triple H to actually have all the belts on the line, and then obviously say Team Wyatt wins, they were going to split the tag team belts between two of them. They were going to split the tag team belts between the other two, whoever else is, the other four basically. So they were going to take a set of tag team belts each, and then they were then going to spread over Raw and SmackDown, and then Wyatt was going to split the Raw belt and the Universal belt basically, and they were going to do something on Raw where Roman was going to actually show up on Raw after Survivor Series and demand his Universal Championship back for it. So that was going to be one of the things there. But I'm not sure about that one. But that was an original pitch. I mean, it's still in play. Everything's still in play at this moment. But that is something that's quite interesting. If they do go that way, and obviously if they do still go ahead with that match, then Roman's getting pinned. 100% Roman's getting pinned in that match, I'm going to say. For that one, because no way are they going to have Bray lose on his first.
Oh yeah, they would win, but would Roman get pinned? That's the question. Because you could have Jay get pinned, Jimmy get pinned, Sammy get pinned.
Yeah, because I guess they could do that one is if they got Sammy got pinned and they could still chuck him out because then they can then blame Sammy for losing the match. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but I mean that is something that they could do. But that's a few interesting tidbits there for the listeners of this, and I'm not ready for that one. So that's gonna be quite interesting when that happens, and see what happens Friday. See whether we actually physically get Bray.
Yeah, and then once Logan Paul beats Roman Reigns, they're
on to then Survivor Series. They got that one up, and then they can then start start what they need to do. But is there anything else for SmackDown, or is that?
Just wanted to throw one more thing out there. Sami Zayn is actually hilarious.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the videos of him getting Roman to laugh.
Yeah.
Roman has to turn away from the camera because he's laughing.
Yeah, where he's absolutely funny. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So
Sami is so serious, and he's gotten all of them to break.
Yeah.
He's got Jimmy was cracking up the other night. Jay, about a couple weeks ago, was trying to hold his mouth so he wouldn't laugh. Solo I don't think he's gotten a Heyman yet. I don't know.
No, I don't think that one is. So, but no, is that all the SmackDown stuff? I think that's all the SmackDown stuff, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, there's not much to preview.
No.
Usually on Thursday and Friday they put more out. Just building to Crown Jewel now. Is only one match official for Crown Jewel?
For the moment, yeah.
Roman and Logan. I mean, obviously Lashley Lesnar is going to be a thing.
One of the other ones I've heard as well is they are going to do Bianca versus. At the moment, I'm told it's Io. On the sheets, it's Io. That's what they've got internally.
Bianca versus Io?
Yeah, they want to do Bianca versus Io, but there's also talk that they might just take Io out and just put Bayley back in. And just do Bianca or Bayley again, just as a.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah. So just do that one. So, but that's obviously all the previews then. So should we? What I'm thinking is now then before we go off, because we're almost hitting the hour, is let's cover some of the stories then from this week then, shall we? So one of the things you might be interested in, I don't know whether you've seen this, but going around Twitter is The Rock done an interview.
Yeah, of course I've seen it.
Yeah, now, interesting line. Who is the head of the table? Without saying any names, you're looking into his eyes right now.
Yeah. Take the picture off. Look.
Yeah. Now that's obviously that's saying a few. That's obviously doing the tease for Mania. Not for
if it doesn't happen in next Mania, I'm giving up hope. I am. It's not. If it doesn't happen in next Mania, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna happen. I really do.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be teasing it like this if there wasn't plans.
No. Well, I mean, I originally turned around and was told that it wasn't happening. It was off the cards and stuff like that. And what Meltzer was saying was absolute rubbish. But
bollocks.
Yeah, basically, I didn't want to swear on the stream, but that's fine. Obviously, yeah, we're rated down. It's not for kids, so it's fine. But looking at it now closely, it does seem like it's happening, especially with Rock in that corner and everyone out. And that the only thing that I've got a little bit, well, it's not me as such, but I've been seeing other people around online saying about it is where it seems now that it is more of a realistic thing that is actually going to happen. 90% of the internet are saying it does not need the titles. That match does not need the titles, because what they're going to do, are they going to have Roman beat The Rock for the titles and then simply just have Roman relinquish the titles afterwards, which obviously then devaluates the belts, really? Or are they going to... Because then if Dwayne wins the titles, he's not about. So again, if Dwayne wins the titles, he's going to have to drop the belts anyway. So
Rock beats Roman. Theory cashes in on Rock.
That could work.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, for that one.
Now,
so
I could be completely way off. This
this
will not age well.
Well, that depends. Obviously, if Theory's still got his case, obviously it depends what they do with the Theory Gargano match. But yeah, that's.
But if you want to make Theory a star,
have him beat The Rock. Yeah, that's.
Yep.
Yeah, after The Rock's beaten Roman, the unbeatable for the last 2.5 years or whatever, it'll be by that point, and then just have Theory beat the man who beat Roman. That would be the number one. That would make him the ultimate heel, and number two, that would also elevate Theory right the way up there. Because then imagine the bragging that he'll do. Imagine the bragging on Raw.
Oh yeah,
Christ. He's going to be like, I beat The Rock. Blah, 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 blah. The only thing that I do wish they do, and I know that obviously you're probably going to hate this idea, but the only thing that I do wish that they might end up doing is Dwayne sticks around for one more day. Theory's out there on Raw basically saying, I beat The Rock, blah, 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 blah. I'm the best. I beat him and stuff. Rock's music hit. Rock's come down. Rock bottom. People's elbow on Theory. Leaves him in the ring, basically. Just leaves him.
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, just as that final thing of fine, you might have beaten me, but I actually know as well, a promo between Theory and The Rock as well beforehand. Before he does that, a promo between Theory and The Rock, that's going to be we kind of need that a little bit. I reckon that could be pretty good. So yeah,
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah,
Theory still got the belts.
Yeah.
Rock put him over the night before, so Rock's got to get it back.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so but that's quite interesting. Obviously, one of the other news stories as well that's coming out is obviously the women's stuff that's coming down. So I dropped something earlier on, which is 2023 is going to be a big year for the women. They're looking at doing the Mae Young Classic again on NXT. Now, somebody asked me a question earlier of, isn't that going to be risky using unsigned talent in that? Now, they won't use unsigned talent. They'll use PC talent. That'll be their way of getting the PC talent. Any of these new... Because don't forget, they're doing tryouts and stuff in November for Survivor Series. So, of course, they'll have a lot of talent to go then. So, rather than bringing in unsigned agents, what Tony can then watch and, Nick afterwards, like he likes to do, they can, for Dark and stuff, they'll use the PC talent. That's the easiest answer for that. Maybe have on a couple of other, established NXT stars onto there to make sure that people obviously watch the Mae Young Classic. But that's obviously what's going to happen for that one. And then and they're meant to be doing Queen in the Ring next year as well. Queen in the Ring's coming back. Now I have heard small murmuring on that one. You know where they normally get the title of King or Queen or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It might change next year, and the winner will get a title shot. Winner will get a title. Yeah. So that's a murmur at the moment. Is the winner will get a title opportunity for any title of their choice. So sort of similar to the Rumble, So we're going to have like the Rumble winner going around and obviously the king or queen, basically. And that.
Yeah.
And the whole thing will be is they can only be called the king or queen until they cash in that title opportunity. So as soon as they cash in that title opportunity, they lose that name. So saying like if they win the title, they won't be called king or queen or whatever it is, basically. So that's that's going to be quite interesting for that one. Yeah, obviously alongside that, then WE are actually aiming to sign up to another 20 female superstars to help out with all this because they want to establish tag teams and stuff. And talking about that, actually, one today which has come down as some breaking news today. Obviously, Chelsea Green. She's WE wants her, and it's more than wanting. I believe she's back with the company already. That's
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah,
she was big on NXT. Triple H liked her, so she's good too. I mean, she's not the best wrestler, but she can talk. Her character will be good.
Yeah, but no, there's along with that as well. They do want to bring Deanna in with her. They want to bring back the Virtuoso again, and so they want to bring there's talks of that one as well. Obviously, no doubt we're going to get Cordona back, so we're going to get Ryder back again, aren't we? In that for a little bit, so I reckon. Obviously, if Chelsea's coming, we're going to get him back. It's playing. Yeah. That's going to be good, but yeah. Obviously, you know Chelsea quite well. I stole this picture, so there we go. There's our Bobby there meeting Chelsea there.
Yeah, that was in Dallas this year. She was super cool. We chatted for like 5 minutes. Yeah, the wrestlers are cool if they'll chat with you.
Yeah, I stole that picture earlier. I didn't tell you that one, but I stole that picture earlier. Spot onto it. So, but no, so that's that. Couple of other names that have been rumored as part of these new signees is Mia Yim. I just said Mia Ying, but Mia Yim. She's meant to be coming back. She's had some talks from there. Emma as well.
I met her.
Yeah, Emma. Who's the other one? There's controversial one, obviously for next year. Tessa Blanchard. That's that's a big one. Now, quite some interesting ones, which I have been told today, is Triple H wants 2 people from AEW at the moment.
Wait, let me see if I can guess. I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Storm?
Nope.
Are they former WWE superstars?
No, I don't think they are. No.
Oh, okay. So, no. Britt Baker?
No, actually, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly, they don't want Baker now. No. I was originally told that one, but no, it doesn't seem like they want. But no, there's a lot of interest in 2 AEW stars, which their deals
Soraya.
No, well, these 2 stars, their AEW deals are actually up in March next year. I think it is. I think it's March and whenever it is. So yeah.
I don't know.
They want to do. They've got no. They want Shida. They're trying to make a play for Shida, and also as well Abaddon. They want to bring in.
I would have never got that.
Yeah, but somebody brought up quite an interesting theory with me earlier, and that, as I was talking to them, is when I say somebody as well, it's one of my sources when I was talking to them earlier on. Now, they brought something up. They were like, Abaddon sounds a bit like Abby. Now, we've now got the whole Bray Wyatt thing on. It would suit her persona quite well. So maybe down the line is they bring her in next year, early part of 2023, maybe around Mania or something like that, or slightly after, just as part of part of Bray Wyatt storyline, because she would do pretty damn well. Now
the Wyatt 6 is built for her.
Yeah, and so that could be quite good. But so that's some of the names, and obviously from there, there's a couple of others which they're probably going to try and make a play for and stuff. And they want to try and. I think their current aim is to raid Impact and raid Ring of Honor, whatever's left of it, whatever terms established of it, and the AEW roster for anyone coming up. They want to try and obviously do that the best they can do, and then obviously they're gonna bring a load up from NXT as well. A lot of 2.0s are coming up to cover it, so they're meant to be But the weird thing is, though, is Triple H wants to establish it as tag teams, so it's really going to be people who they can have in tag teams, really, for it, because that's what he wants to try and aim for. So I'm probably going to say probably Nikita and Zoe we might end up getting, because, of course, they're tag team-wise. So, yeah, so we're probably going to end up getting those two up. NXT, couple of ones and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's quite interesting. One last thing before we go off then, because we've gone over the thingy. Just a quick thing. Going back to Bray again and going back to the whole Wyatt thing. Now, I've noticed something quite interesting. Last Saturday, Saturday just gone, Bray apparently returned, didn't he? If you put it down as that.
Yeah.
Now, if Bray's returned, why is he on the alumni section of WWE.com still?
Is he still there as of today?
Yeah, I checked it literally an hour ago. This picture's literally from before we came on air, and he's still in the alumni section of WWE.com. Now,
it was a dream. We all imagined it.
Yeah, no, there's a few things going around, and I've been told a few things that on Saturday, the thing that we had Saturday, I was told that backstage in creative, it was actually listed as a celebration of Bray Wyatt. It wasn't actually listed as his return. It was listed as a celebration of Wyatt. Now that's quite interesting that, you get a celebration of Wyatt and you don't get the, it's not put down as the return of Bray Wyatt. Because, obviously I'll show this up as well for any doubters, but this is the actual current active roster page around where Bray would be in. He's not on that bit, and he's also not under the bit where the Fiend would be. So he's not on the active roster at all.
And they put Gallows and Anderson on the roster already.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, they're on there already. And as soon as LA Knight turned last Friday as well, LA Knight was put on there within half an hour for it. Now, there's definitely a storyline behind this, because why would they not have Bray on the active roster? If he's returned as such, why would he not be on the active roster, and why is he still in the alumni? Now, this is... I'm not going to say anything more on this one, but there's a story behind this, and it's one to watch. It's going to be something... The whole 6 thing, obviously it's Wyatt 6.
Yeah.
6 is quite an interesting number. There's 6 weeks between when he apparently returned on Saturday to Survivor Series for that one, if you think about it. So there's 6 weeks there. Obviously, Wyatt 6 potential appearances. Now, what's to say that maybe this Friday we don't get one member of the Wyatt family? Well, one member of the new Wyatt 6 show up. So that's one. Another one next week. And stuff like that, obviously, as it goes on. So each week we maybe get a member or a tease leading up to it. And then finally we get his return at the week before Survivor Series, which will be the Wyatt 6. And that's then when he finally arrives, challenges the Bloodline to that massive great big match at Survivor Series for that. Well, obviously the Wyatt 6 can obviously tease that one, can't they, leading up to it? And then finally Bray comes back either the week before Survivor Series or at Survivor Series, so you don't actually see him at all until that War Games cage comes down and his music hits, new theme, whatever it'll be, and maybe a new persona or whatever. So it's all kept in suspense and stuff. And and it comes on down. That's just something which I've noticed is that literally before we started recording this, is he's still an alumni and he's not on the active roster. Now that's definitely something to keep an eye on. That one is so. Yeah, 100% for that one. But no. Anyway, that's us done for today. Then for the broadcast. Is there anything that you want to bring up, or anything that you obviously wanted to mention?
No, that is all I got. Thanks.
Yeah.
Just another week, another fun week.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
And Halloween Havoc's next Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
You need to make sure we also tune in for them.
No, for sure.
Now, before we obviously go off then, just want to say, obviously make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and also whilst you're on that as well, go to Bobby's one. Again, I'll put that in the description for this week's show as well.
My first video comes out next week sometime. I'm thinking about posting it Tuesday night.
Fair enough.
Monday or Tuesday night, yeah. My editor is going to work on it over the weekend.
Yeah.
And
the
ball's going to be rolling.
Yeah, so I'll put the link in there for for Bobby's channel in the description of the show today. So anyway, thank you for watching Xero Uncut today, and this is Xero saying goodbye, and that's Bobby obviously saying goodbye as well. So goodbye.
See ya.